everyone, and welcome to the Have Knitting podcast. Today is Sunday the 24th of January, I think, and it is a wet and rainy and overcast day, which is a lovely change from the hot, yucky weather that we've had. Sunday is not my normal recording day. Saturday is, but the last couple of weeks, Saturdays have just been really busy. So Sundays it is for the interim. What was I going to say? Oh, it's episode 10, which means I've got a giveaway today. And I will share more about that at the end of the podcast. This is the second time I've recorded today. The first one was far too long. I'm trying to limit it to 20 minutes, and I went on for about half an hour. So, yes, don't want to do that again. So I'm re-recording. Yeah, so we have 3 days left of our summer school holidays. The kids are back at school on Thursday, or at least the older 3. And then Monday week, my 3-year-old starts preschool, and Thursday week, my 5-year-old starts kindergarten. So, a lot of change is about to happen. If I think about it too much, I get emotional. I'm going from having 3 kids home pretty much every day of the week to only one home 2 days a week. So, and one starting high school, and yeah, it's just, there's so much change about to happen, and I'm okay with change. I really, really am, and now I'm getting teary again. But yeah, I'm not ready to be the mum of a high schooler. As far as I'm concerned, I'm too young. Which is hysterical, because there were girls in my grade that, you know, there was one who had a baby before we'd finished year 12, and so her kids probably already finished high school. Because yeah, he'd be over 20 now. Oh my goodness. So I don't know what I'm worried about. I'm not that old. Anyway, random things. Yeah, we haven't really done much, just tried to stay cool because it's been so hot. And, you know, school shopping, which costs a fortune, a small fortune every single year, and I've only done 1 kid. I mean, other than the school shoes. So we'll probably have to do that again, in all likelihood next weekend, because the younger 2 will bring home notes from school telling me what they need. And then number 3, or number 4, who's starting kindy, will also bring notes home from school telling me what he needs, which is generally just tissues. Tissues and whiteboard markers are the things that we generally get asked for. But now that I have 2, one's going into year 3 and one's going into year 5, so there's a few extra bits and pieces that they need, like beyond just tissues and glue sticks and whiteboard markers. So USBs and their own colouring in pencils and all of that kind. And yeah. My daughter going into year 5 got her pen license. Yes, we have pen licenses at school. It's more of an achievement than an actual license. So yes, I'll probably have to get her a pen as well, or a couple of pens, because they'll be using them more in school. So yeah, everything's about to change, and yeah, it's funny because the last week they've really been annoying me, if I'm honest, and annoying each other, because, you know, it's just, they're bored at home, they're missing their friends, all of that kind of jazz. And my almost 10-year-old, Miss 9, almost 10, said to me during the week, she said, I can't wait to go back to school. I'm really looking forward to doing maths. Which is such a shock to hear her say, because she's not, you know, maths is not her strong point. And she said it to my husband and I. My husband said, oh, that's fantastic, sweetheart. What makes you say that? And she said, I really like the challenge. So that is so wonderful and so encouraging to hear. And I'm so thankful for the teachers she had in year 3 and 4 for getting her to a point where she is enjoying the challenge of maths. Actually, I found her the school went on holidays and a week and a half before Christmas, and a few days after the holiday started, she's really quiet, so I went looking for her, and she was in her bedroom, so in the room that I'm in now, practicing her times tables. And it makes me happy. It really makes me happy seeing my kids really own their learning like that. So I'm excited for them to go back. And yeah, and I think, I mean, like a lot of people, I've had a few other mums say recently, you know, the summer school holidays is just a little bit too long. But I think it's done intentionally, because the kids get over being at home and want to be back learning, and the mums at home are over having the kids at home and are happy to push them out the front door. Okay, some mums have a lower saturation point than me. I think I'm up here kind of thing. Happy to have them home for as long as possible, but not homeschool. But yeah, so I've reached saturation point. I'm ready for them to go back. They're ready to go back. So yeah, so lots of exciting things on the horizon in my household. I have a quick question. This morning we got up and I was listening to the 8 o'clock news, and they were talking about the snowstorms across North America. If any of you are watching and you are snowed in or whatever, I hope you're all safe. I know one lady, like I have one friend in the middle of that, and she was showing us photos to the point where their letterbox disappeared, which is just amazing to me. We don't get snow here, definitely not a huge amount, definitely not like that. And I sent her a message and said, are you okay? So if you're in the middle of that, give me a shout out and let me know that you are okay, because believe it or not, I actually am quite literally concerned. So, yes, I mean, like, you know, it's no different. I mean, you might be living in another country, but it's no different than, you know, my friends 20 minutes down the road that, who lost their houses in bushfires a couple of years ago. You know, like, it's still that whole, you know, I want to know that you're okay. So just let me know. All right, let's talk knitting, because that's what we're here for, and I don't want to drone on for half an hour, because otherwise I'll have to re-record, and you know, I'm sure I've got other things that I could be doing, like knitting. So let's start with this. This is my vanilla latte sock, also known as the Shake It Up Baby sock. It's knit in Serta Heart and Soul in the Twist and Shout colorway, because, you know, Shake It Up Baby now, Twist and Shout. My mum had that on CD, and I used to listen to it a lot. I don't actually really enjoy that music. Is it 1950s, 1960s kind of music? That I really do enjoy that. So yes, so that's why it's been called Shake It Up Baby, because it kind of reminds me of my mum listening to crazy music when I was a kid. So it's coming along nicely. I'll keep knitting for a while. It's certainly not long enough yet. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's just, you know, it's an easy knit. And I think I'm just about ready to launch into a vanilla sock, or maybe a 4x4 rib or something. Something just a little bit different. But yeah, so that's that. I love the colours. They make me happy. But yeah, and that colour that looks like cream here is actually a pale pink, which you can see. So no, it's not coming out cream. Oh, but yeah, it's pale pink. So it goes pink, pale pink, black, blue, light blue, pale pink, black, or actually it's a really dark grey, teal green, light pink, dark grey, hot pink, medium pink, light pink, dark grey. And that just repeats, obviously. So it's good. That's that. All right, last week I said that I was going to finish my Shetland Shorty. People, I have come to the conclusion that I am a moody knitter. I'm not a seasonal knitter because I can knit when it's stinking hot, but I cannot knit when I'm cranky and irritable. And the heat makes me cranky and irritable, so I was not knitting much this week. And that's the honest to goodness truth. Because if I'm really cranky and irritated with the kids, I find it really hard to sit down, well, with anyone. I find it really hard to sit down and knit. And unfortunately, the heat and not having aircon and having all the kids at home constantly snapping at each other and demanding food makes me really cranky and irritable, so I wasn't able to knit for a few days this week. I kid you not. So this is my Shetland Shorty with one sleeve done, or one sleeve cap done. It's, what was I going to say? I can't remember. I used a, it took me one evening to do it, that's what I was going to say. It took me one evening to do this. So I'm pretty sure it'll take me just one evening to do that. And I have season 8 of The Big Bang Theory to start watching tonight. So hey, I might even get it done then. Gudrun says in the pattern that you can use either DP ends or a circular needle to pick up all the stitches. So I used a circular needle, but because you're not knitting in the round, you're knitting back and forth, it was really, really hard to knit just on the circular. So I used a Carbons, Knit Pro Carbons needle to pick up the stitches, and they're quite a bit sharper than, they're not as sharp as the higher sharps, but they're definitely sharper than the Addies. I would say they're even sharper than the Addie lace, and it was so much easier to pick up the stitches, and it went so much, it was such a quicker process picking up the stitches. So I did that, and that's sitting wonky, that's okay. And so yeah, so that's that, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've used, I forgot to bring the book in again. I use a bind off from the bind on cast on bind off book that I've got by, I'm pretty sure the name is Caps C's. I will link to it in the show notes, which may not be available immediately, so you might have to wait a couple of days. But I can't remember the name of it, but essentially what you do is you knit 2 through the back loop, and then, so you've obviously got all your needles, all your stitches on your left needle. You knit 2 through the back loop with your right hand needle, so you've got 1 stitch there, but then you put that stitch back on your left hand needle, and knit 2 through the back loop. And I'm talking like I knit with my right hand, like right hand knitter, whatever, because I'm left-handed, but I taught myself how to knit right-handed. So if I can, I will find the name of it. Not if I can, I can. What I've started doing in the show notes at haveknitting.com is putting down any techniques, or like listing any techniques that I've discussed. So I'll put that in there as well, so you can Google it and find it for yourself. I won't link to video tutorials or anything, because what I watch that works for me may not work for someone else. So I will leave it up to you to discover what tutorials and what not work for you, because we all learn differently. But yes, so I'll put that in. And I've been continuing to use the German short rows, which I love and have definitely become my favourite technique. So hopefully next weekend when I record, this will be all finished. So looking forward to that. So that's all my knitting for this week. What I did do last weekend after I finished recording and ended up with a massive migraine, was I started on my Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Pumpkin Passport cross stitch along, and that's as far as I've gotten. The first clue is quite big. Yeah, but it came with a note at the, like a little note before the actual pattern that stated that the clue was this month's clue was really big, and February's is quite small. So if I don't get that done, I'll have time to catch up and get February's done before March is released. Fingers crossed that I get it done. I don't want to fall behind, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so new to my stash. I got the first lot of yarn I got from a D-stash at the Knitting Guild. Was it in January? I think it was at the beginning of January, we had a D-stash. So there's two Hank things, skeins, whatever. So I'm just going to show you one. And it all came unraveled in the bag. So I'm just, So I don't know what the yarn is. I just liked it because it was pretty. And I got it for quite a bit of a bargain. So it's that. It's like grey, purple and navy, like grey, dark blue and grey greens and everything. And it's just really pretty. So the lady who was destashing it had lost the tag. So I've got no idea who the dyer is. I have yet no idea where the yarn came from or anything. But it's super pretty and I really, really, really like it. It has already been divided into two. So, which is really cool because I can do 2 socks. I might even teach myself socks, 2 at a time socks. Which I probably won't because knowing me, I'll just get into a tangled mess. But that's that. And also this week, new to my stash, is a sock blank from Pickle & Co. And I have to say, because I've already recorded this, this was still rolled up and beautifully packaged, tied up with ribbon and everything. But when I got it, it was wrapped up in brown paper with string tied around it. So automatically, what do you think I thought of? The Sound of Music. And so I have been singing, actually every time I think of this sock blank, I start humming. These are a few of my favourite things in my head. So I think this sock is going to get called something like that. So this is just a single sock blank from Pickle & Co. And I'll show you the little card in a minute. So they won't be fraternal socks because I won't be doing 2 at a time. Sorry, they'll be fraternal socks because I won't be doing 2 at a time. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It's really lovely. I really like the colours. Grey and green and yellow and purple, and it's really funky. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that knits up. I don't know when I will start that. Sometime soon. I'm thinking of getting myself a Knit Pro Zing needle in my size of choice, which is 2.5mm, and just having a go with that in a plain stocking stitch sock. But I might wait until I've gotten some more of my vanilla latte sock done. But I'm coming to the conclusion that I think I prefer the Knit Picks needles over Addie's. I do not like the interchangeable needles. Like I was using the interchangeable carbons on my Shetland Shorty, and I was constantly having to make sure that it was screwed up, and the yarn tends to get caught in all the little groovy bits, the little, like in the join between the actual needle and the cord, even though it's screwed up really nicely. And that all comes down to the fact that I'm a really tight knitter, but I really find that frustrating. So yes, definitely fixed needles for me. I do not like interchangeables. I will use interchangeables because those carbons are super expensive, but they're not my favourite. And so yeah, so I think I'll get myself a Knit Pro Zing, to knit my sock blank in. So I don't know. I'm trying to resist temptation. I really want to knit it ASAP, but I need to be good. So this is the card. It's Pickle & Co. fibres. Actually, I'll show you the one that came with the sock blank. So Pickle & Co. fibres. It's also the lady who dyed it is also the owner of the Indie Yarn store. I haven't bought from there before, but I've obviously bought from her Etsy store. And so that's just all of the information there. So yes, so she's on Etsy and that arrived really quickly and it's really lovely and I seriously cannot wait to knit with it. Okay, giveaway time. I think that's it. I think that's everything. I feel like I've rushed this, and I probably have, but I just had a lot to cram into a short amount of time. Okay, so last week, no, the week before last, I sent Katie from Knit and Stitch Bits a custom request order. She started making powder coated key rings and signs and stuff. And as soon as she started making them, I fell in love. They're just gorgeous. And I had sent her a message ages ago saying, oh, what colours are you getting? Because I think she only had black or something. She said, I'm getting a few more colours in. But then I kept forgetting to check her shop more regularly. So I sent her a message the other week and said, could you make me one of your funky key rings in yellow and have it say knit? And could you also make another one in the colour of your choice that also says knit? And she sent me a message back and said, sure, I can do that. Give me your address. And I sent a message back going, no, I want to pay for it. And she sent me one back going, no, it's my gift to your podcast. So thank you so much. It's so exciting to have somebody donate to the podcast to give away. If you haven't checked out Katie's store before, Knit and Stitch Bits on Etsy, please do. She's got gorgeous bags. My sheepy bag's out there, but even these key rings are delightful. So this is my key ring. It's a yellow one, and it's, as you can see, it says knit. How cool is that? I can't wait to get this on my house keys. And this is the one that I am giving away to celebrate episode 10. So in order to win this, you need to be a member of the Ravelry group, have knitting. And what I want you to do is tell me what your favourite knitting technique is. I think I may have asked this before. I can't remember. But come and tell me what your favourite knitting technique is. It could be magic looping, or I don't care what it is. What your favourite short row technique is, what your favourite, whether you prefer toe-up socks over cuff down. Whatever your favourite knitting technique is, excuse me, I just had lunch recently, I want you to tell me. So, and yes, and I will announce the winner next week. So I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go because it's been over 20 minutes. And there's my funky yellow one. So happy. And I'll see you again, hopefully next weekend. Bye.